Okay, next we want to look to see which intervals is this function increasing. So we pointed this out earlier in order to be able to find our relative max and min, but let's take a look at it again where you can see I've indicated where I wrote INC here that it's increasing. As you move from left to right, your function is climbing, it's going up. So visually you can see that this starts at when x is equal to 0 and it ends where x is equal to 4. So here's the interval where your function is going to be increasing. And then next we want to look to see which intervals is it decreasing. So again, we're basically highlighting the x values that are selected to determine when this graph is increasing or decreasing. So you can see the first section of this graph where I have an arrow pointing up to infinity. That's just because our domain, we can select all the way down to negative infinity and plug it into this graph. It doesn't seem to be any restrictions here. So starting with negative infinity and going all the way up to this point here, that's when our function is going to be decreasing. So we can choose values from negative infinity all the way up to 0. And then also you can see the third section of this graph where starting at positive 4, x equals 4, and continuing on to positive infinity, that if I select like selecting any x values from either one of these intervals, it's going to indicate a point on which the function is decreasing, which is going down. And we want to take the union of both of these. Okay, and finally we'll look at the domain and range of this function. Let's start first with the domain. Which x values can I choose for this function? So because there are no restrictions, we don't see any holes or anything in the graph here. You go from negative infinity all the way up to positive infinity for our x values, our domain, and then the output that we get, the range, as I indicated at the beginning, that this function continues on in both directions. So the range that you'll get will go from negative infinity up to positive infinity.